Yes, we are live. I'm sorry for the glitches. There was some issue at my end. Hope I'm audible and live. And for everyone, Priya Sitaram, founder, admin of the Women's Impact. Okay. It's a platform for women entrepreneurs across the globe to network, connect with each other. 1 second. And supporting the fellow entrepreneurs growing together. Scale up your business. On account of International Women's Day, there is something. Yeah, we're good. There was a lot of technical issues at my end. Yes, now we are good to go. Welcome all to the first episode of I for Peace, the project Impact. It is stories of hope and change. And it is a small initiative towards attaining mental health and holistic well-being and global peace. So that's a humble attempt from I for Peace, where we are bringing in a lot of live, real, inspirational and motivational stories, which is being fought with a lot of hope and courage, so that there is someone out there who is actually needing to hear this motivational story. So today we have with us Gayatri Charva, and who is ready to share her inspirational stories of hope. And there is a lot of hope. I know her pretty well. And thank you so much, Gayatri, for joining and agreeing to come on the show to share your personal life battles and challenges. Your book.
Thank you so much, Priya. Yes, I mean, thank you firstly for inviting me and having me here. I don't know how much hope the story will bring in, but even if it does for one person, I think that would be a good thing. And sharing my story, I think I work for something similar. And if I don't share my story, I think if I don't start the conversation, I think it would be hypocritical of me to expect others to do that.
So
So
true.
just
So
a
true.
small
This
attempt.
is so crucial conversations that we are having here. Yeah. Go on. Please introduce yourself. What do you do?
So, okay. I'm Gayatri Charva, as Priya told you, and I'm a mother of two. That is my first introduction I would like to give as a mother, because that taught me a lot. That is one of the things that I'm hopeful, and that is one source of hope for me. So mother is the first introduction that I would like to have for myself. And then later on, there are a list of things that I do, but mainly I work for individuals with special needs. I work for um, people, mental and emotional well-being, and an educator mainly for the last almost more than a decade now. So that is just a brief about me, I think.
She does a lot of other things too. So she's also so we're working on a common cause as well. That is break the silence. So you and I think we go a long way, and we've been working on different social causes as well. So she does a lot more other than she's not told you yet. Yeah. So I just wanted you to start off with, we're going to get a little more emotional and a little more personal, because the whole episode is all about that. Unless we, as you rightly said, if we don't share it, we don't talk about our emotional battles or struggles, how are we to how do we stand for the cause that we started, or how do we stand up for someone who is in need, and how do we give them that support if we don't agree or talk about. So the whole thing about speaking up and sharing our own challenges, the stories, is the most important thing, is the most crucial thing that I think I've ever believed in. So you also have not ever been shy about or getting away from talking about it if whenever there was a chance, whenever there was a need to share about you, right? So that's it, that goes a long way. So how did it all started? Like when did you think? So have you always been dreaming or to be where you are today, right now, at this position? How did it all start? When did it start?
I don't think so. I have been at a position here. The only position I think I have always been in life is confused.
Oh my God.
Because because we have so many things in life, and for me, um, since teenager, I'm so sorry, there's going to be a guest with us
Yeah, yeah,
throughout,
yeah. Of course, we
possibly.
welcome. Yes,
So
we welcome.
we have like as a teenager, I was always body shamed for a longest time. I remember there were a lot of places where I just couldn't speak up about myself because I was not sure whether I'll be accepted or whether I'll be rejected in a particular circle. That led to me a lot of depression for the longest. I remember there was a point in time where I was even into self-harming for the longest 3 years, three and a half years of my life. I was continuously self-harming just so that I could feel something. So that is where it started, and it went. But when I look back, I think I feel that somewhere when I realized that in the end, it's you who has to stand up for yourself. That is when there was this thing that no matter what happens, no matter where I am, even if I can be there for one person, I think that would be good enough for me. Um, so yes, it started somewhere when that realization came in that people need people,
Mm. Mhm.
and not everybody is. You can't expect everyone to stay with you, and that unfortunately or fortunately, I would say fortunately for me, it came in a very early stage of life that I realized that you cannot really trust or expect things from people
Mm.
to be there or to understand your struggles. Sometimes some struggles are deep rooted that
Mm.
it doesn't happen that way. And especially as I said, having been into depression for the longest time, having doubting myself for the way I look, for the way I talk, for the way I am, being the wallflower for the longest time. I remember that even in my college, I used to be in one corner, or I never used to
Mm.
be in front of the camera. I was never comfortable to be in front of the
Mm.
camera. Clicking pictures was something that I used to always run away from. Yes,
Yeah,
clicking pictures of someone else. I love
yeah,
photography.
yeah.
I love shooting others. I love making memories in capturing memories in camera. But when I had to face the camera, it was really like something that was empowering for me. And finally, last year 2022, I ended it with the face that no, I have to come overcome this. So
Mm.
for me, I think it came very gradually. I actually, for the longest time, I remember I wanted to be into English literature and become an artist. For me,
Okay.
art, writing poetry
Mm.
was a way to express myself. And for the longest, I wanted to do that, but some life choices we make, and I came to where I was, where I was not very comfortable in it, but I wanted to prove that I am good enough. And I
Mm.
think when that started crumbling, when that started the need to prove myself to somebody or the need to explain
Mm.
myself to someone.
Mm.
When that gradually started going down, the visions became clearer as to what I really want in life. And that is why I feel somewhere 2021, 22 were the years where I really started looking at myself in a different way. um I started overcoming all my fears to some extent. I won't say the triggers are not there. Some days are
Mm.
good, some
Yeah,
days
it's
are
always
bad,
there.
because
Yeah, it's always
I personally feel that yes, people survive through depression, people
there. Mm.
survive through mental health issues, people survive through it all, but the scars are there. And it takes a moment for that scar to start bleeding again.
Yes,
So, and it's
okay.
absolutely all right. I have recently come to a realization that it's okay to let yourself bleed. Sometimes that makes the scar heal faster.
Okay. Rightly put.
So, yeah. And then that is where, so, but I still say there's a lot more to the vision that I have, that what I want to do. But yes, I would just say that even after working for so long to what I was passionate about, I would just say I have just started.
Mm.
Now the journey is actually about to begin. I won't even say it has begun. It is about to begin, because now I have a very clear vision of what I want and where I want this to go. I'm not that person who was looking for acceptance or acknowledgement, or just the support from someone else, or even it could be friends, it could be, there are so many people that I respect, I admire their works, but somewhere that need to be acknowledged
Mm.
or accepted. The moment that stops, I think you get a clarity of what you really want. And that happened with me recently, and I'm so grateful, because now I have a clear vision of where I am headed to.
Okay. So you also feel, as you rightly said, the scars doesn't go away. It at all. There comes a point that we bleed, and it starts to bleed. And what are your chances of survival from the scars that you go through? Maybe at times it's more often, it's day in and day out. Sometimes it doesn't go away. I mean, those who are prone, even I myself have gone through so much in my life, and it doesn't end. We are survivors, we are conquerors, we are warriors, but it doesn't end. And there is no set rule or any diction in any dictionary. If you take it, there is no such rule that once you were coming out of the depression, or once you are out of it, you can never be depressed. There is no set rule. So how do you tackle, or how do you overcome at such instances where it keeps hitting us time and again? It's more quite often. And how do you deal with that?
I would just say take one moment at a time,
Mm.
let it flow, because oh, I don't want to be emotional, but when you talk about it, it is important that you don't think about. Sometimes they say vulnerability is a bad thing, but I think vulnerability has been kind of empowering for me, because when you are vulnerable once, you just require that one instance where you feel as if you belong,
Mhm.
to know that vulnerability can be a strength.
Mm.
So it's okay if there are thousands of people or every other person around you um, rejects you in your vulnerability. But if you find that one moment, one person who openly accepts you,
Mm,
I think you realize that vulnerability is the biggest strength. And because once you are out in the open with your
mm,
struggles,
mm,
nobody can hold them against you. They
mm,
lose their power because now you can look them in the face and say, okay, fine, this is it. So, as you very rightly said, there are times when continuously for days you just feel as if you are in that black cloud, that you
mm,
are just not able to come out of it, where no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you work on yourself, no matter how best system you have in place for yourself, it
mm,
just doesn't work.
mm.
And that those are the days when you take it slow. Those are the days when you just go away. Those are the days when you just say, that's enough. It's okay. It's okay. I don't have to do this to myself. It's okay. I don't have to face it. It's okay. It's okay to be not okay.
Mm,
And ask for help if you really feel you cannot. I mean, even being a therapist, even being a counselor, it's okay if you are seeing one.
mm. Yeah, we often
There is
do
no
this.
harm in
Yeah,
having therapy sessions every other day. There is no harm
yeah,
in having your squad that will be there for you.
mm,
And um it's okay to just step back.
yeah. Just be
And
there.
then there are days where you just are so confident and so in love with yourself that you can just
Yeah,
tell that mood, that blackness, you know what? Not now.
yeah.
I have better things to do in life and let me
It's,
do that.
yeah,
But those days might not be every day. There
not
might
every
be,
day.
as you said, the blackness might overpower. The thing is to keep going on and not
Yeah,
stopping. Just
yeah,
because a certain experience triggered you, just because um, something changed, just
mm,
because you feel more vulnerable, don't
yeah,
stop. Just go on, because that will bring out a transformation and a realization that you never knew even about your own self.
mhm. And we can remind ourselves that we are stronger than this. Oh yeah, come on, stay back. We are stronger than this. We can fight it out. So you
I
said,
would just like
Gayatri,
to
about
add in here, I would just
yeah,
like, you are stronger than this, but you don't have to be.
yeah,
It, it's absolutely your own choice. It's okay if you choose not to be strong today. It's absolutely okay that if a person comes and tells you that, you're strong enough to stand up for yourself, and you say, I don't want to be.
yeah. I don't want to. Yes, that's true. I agree with you.
Or,
I totally agree.
there are instances in life where you know that, what your triggers are trying to tell you is not the truth. Even
Mhm,
in that, you know, anxiety attack or a panic attack or a phase where you're going through all of that, you know what the triggers are trying to tell you, or what your, fears are trying to tell you is not correct. You are smart enough to understand the difference,
mhm.
but it's okay to still feel that.
Yeah.
You being smart enough to realize that and
Mhm,
still feeling that is absolutely okay. It doesn't make you a fool. It doesn't make you uh, less stronger. It just
mhm,
makes you human. And if in that point in time you require that somebody else gives you an assurance
mhm,
that yes, you are good, you are okay, that's fine.
mhm. That goes a real long way, right?
Yes.
And as you rightly pointed out, Gayatri, so there has been times, I mean, even now at this point in time, as we speak, uh, I don't want to fight anymore. It pushes you to the extent that done, I am enough. It's enough. I cannot fight anymore. I mean, there were instances of me back to back, time and again. There were physically, mentally, emotionally. I mean, again and again, it's happening, and I'm done. I can't fight anymore. I mean, I don't want to fight. So that, as you're rightly pointing it out, okay, maybe, yeah, of course, we say this to ourselves to motivate and encourage. Yes, come on, get up, fight it out. And then, no, I can't. I simply cannot fight because I'm done fighting. So for a person who is going through again and again and again, there is no stopping over. So they tend to lose the battle. And then what do you want to suggest at that point in time? And what do you think has helped you at those darkened times? Maybe somebody is watching us live or going to watch later. It will, I'm sure it will help. It is going to motivate that person, he or she, any gender, any age group. What do you think that you can advise?
I don't think if I'm the right person to advise, because I still go through it and I still feel that, there is no right or wrong in it. I think if you really feel that you're done, give yourself that time to be done. It's difficult to say out what you feel. It's difficult to uh, vocalize your thoughts. It's difficult to make others understand how certain things made you feel at that point in time. But if you feel that you have to say it out, say it out. If you want to shout, shout. If you want to cry, cry. If you just want to go numb, go numb. The important aspect is, please don't get to things that will harm you in any way,
Yeah.
or that will be life threatening for you, because your life is much more precious than these struggles.
Right.
There's no need to stop life. Reach out to someone. I always say this: reach out to someone. Even if your closest one does not stand for you, there will at least be one person out there in the world who's ready to listen to you, who would be just there to listen to you every single time.
Right.
And it's okay that you don't have the people you want, but there will be people who want to be there for you.
Yeah.
And make a tribe of people who want to be there for you rather than whom you want for yourself. I think that's when you will really realize that how truly blessed you are.
Yes.
We keep on looking for someone we are comfortable with, for someone who we can share things with, for someone whom um, we trust in or we believe in. I mean, and I was given a realization recently that just because you feel that you are unloved, there is so many people who do that to you. There are so many people who trust you. There are so many people who feel that you are their safe space.
Right.
And I think those people are more important
Mm.
because they are giving you something that possibly nobody else might give to that extent. And it is important that for them, stay safe. For
Yeah.
them, come back stronger. I won't say stay stronger. I would say come
Mm.
back stronger.
Yeah. Yeah. Come back.
Even if you crumble, even if I won't even say break, even if you shatter completely,
Mm.
get those pieces, because these people who trust you, who have their
Mm.
faith in you, who stand by you no matter what,
Mm. Mm. Right.
they will be the ones who will glue you back together
Mm.
without even you telling them what really hurt.
Mm.
So, whoever is listening, it's okay if there comes a point in time when you don't want to fight. Stop the fight. It's okay.
Mm.
But stopping the fight is not giving up. Even the best of fighters require a pause.
Yeah.
It's absolutely okay to say that, you know what, I'm just not going to fight anymore. I give in to this movement of darkness.
Yes.
But giving in with a vision that
Mm.
when I am ready, when I am fine enough, I will come back.
Now it's my sleeping time. No, I'm just
Yes.
going
I
off,
need to hibernate too.
off the
I
radar.
need to, yes, off the radar.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with people who won't ask you questions as to why.
Mm. Yeah.
Surround yourself with those who might not be the reason for your smile,
Mm.
but will make sure that you smile no matter what.
No matter what, yes.
They will keep trying to make you smile.
Mm.
They will be there even if you don't want them to.
Mm. Yeah.
They will, you will find someone. You will be. There's still hope. There is still that, let that hope be alive. I would just say, let that
Mm.
hope that it will be better stay alive within you, because it's not the end
Mm.
till you want it to be the end.
Yeah. What have you done in those darkest of darkest times? What has helped you? Maybe you can share those which can be a motivating factor they can incorporate in their lives.
Um, I usually write.
Mm. Okay.
If it is too overwhelming that I cannot share it with people, I write.
Mm. Mm.
Recently, I have started a technique that, um, unfortunately, certain experiences or certain instances or certain words are triggers for us, which brings back the
Yeah.
memory and we go back
Right.
into feeling that particular thing. So very recently, through one of the sessions that I attended, I always knew this is a good technique, but
Mm.
you require that push to use it. And it happened recently where I started now writing everything I feel, even
Mm.
if it's like, I want to say something to someone and that person is not available to hear it out.
Mm.
I write it down. I and I burn it.
Okay.
It might not work just once. You might have to write it down again and again. Go
Again
for
and
it.
again. Yes. That's a good one.
There could be someone who's special to you, who has
Mm.
always been the important person. You don't require that person to be around you all the time.
Yeah.
So for me, if I have to speak to someone, that is the most important, the home that I say, or I just close my eyes.
Mm.
Imagine that person in front of me, say what I want to, vent out if I want to, cry if I want to, share if everything that I want to,
Mm.
and I'm at peace. So find what works for you.
Yeah.
Paint, go out, walk, change your environment. Possibly that might just help you out.
Yeah.
And just unwind. But yeah, I mean, again, having said that, I will say that if the darkness is just too big, nothing of this works.
Yeah.
In that case, just do whatever feels right. Do don't be too hard on yourself if none of your techniques work for you.
Mm. That's where
It's
the outside help, as you pointed out earlier, seek help. There's no harm.
and take your time to be in that. If you want to be in that bubble,
Mm.
be in that bubble and just be.
Mm. Mm. Right.
Seek out. There will always be at least one hand
Mm.
ready to hold you upright.
Mm.
Don't lose that hope.
Yeah. Ultimately, that hopefulness is what we are aiming, and
Yes,
that's life. There's always
that's life.
hope
There's
amidst.
always there has to be hope, because if there is no hope, then
Mm.
there is nothing else.
The life just ends as it is. It comes to a still, and it comes to a stagnant. It will not move. So there is always hope,
There
right?
is always hope, because if you're not hopeful that things will change, or it will get better, or it will be okay, then I think the will crumbles.
Mm.
Instead, it's okay to have that hope no matter what. And I think till that hope is alive, there is still a chance.
There's always a chance.
There's still always a chance.
One last thing, Gayatri. I mean, for people, we're touching upon the very crucial and often stigmatized, often considered a taboo, the suicide, what we are otherwise also working on. So if someone is suicidal or attempted, uh, maybe one time, two times, or whatever, it doesn't go away. It's always, anytime the trigger happens, you get caught in that tendency. It has happened with me too, so it does not go away. So, what do you think you can share to that person, or maybe who is just out there, someone near to you? They will not speak up. They will not. They don't want to seek help. But we see every day in and day out, right? There are suicidal deaths, those who have, it could be a failure or they've attempted at least. So for it just takes another trigger for them to be successful the next moment. So what do you think at this point in time? What you can offer? Just
So
anything, whatever your
not
words.
many know, not even my family, I would say, knows this for certain, but I am one of those people.
Me
I
too.
have attempted. I have attempted like quite a few times actually throughout my teenagers. There was a point when I was almost successful, and there are still days today when I feel that I'm sorry, I feel that it it would have been so easier if that would have happened. I feel that it should have happened at that point in time. And if it was successful, possibly none of the things that are happening now would happen. I truly feel at times, but um, I think what is important is that you are aware of it.
Yeah. Mm.
Um, that you are aware that this is something that will push you there,
Mm.
and you stay away from things. Like for me, blades were what I used to self-harm with.
Mm.
So the moment I go into that zone, I make sure that those things are away from me.
Mm.
Or recently, for some medication, I had to take up painkillers, and I realized that it was very easy for me to get addicted to those painkillers because they so the
Mm.
moment I realized it, and the moment I realized that I could be dependent on them, is when
Mm.
I stopped taking them completely. So I think the key is to be aware of what
Mm.
triggers you. The
Right.
key is to be so hopeful about life
Mm.
that you don't want it to end, no matter
Mm.
what.
Mm.
Even if you are the only person for yourself. I think that's the way it is, right? That's the beauty that life wants to teach us, that
Mm.
it gives us people.
Mm.
It gives us people with whom we feel safest. I won't even say safe, I would say safest.
Mm.
It gives us those instances to make us feel loved. It helps us, it gives us those moments
Mm.
which are which make you feel as if you have lived your entire life in that moment, and then it just takes away. I think being ready for that to be taken away
Mm.
and not being too attached to that moment
Right.
is something that will definitely help you from looking at it from an outsider's perspective. And even if the triggers, so, and as I said, being self-aware, if the trigger hits, what am I going to do?
Mm.
Whom am I going to talk to? If not the first step, what is the next? If one person doesn't ask, what do I do next?
Mm.
If my self-talk is not working, whom do I go to? And it is very
Mm.
important. It's okay if you're not able to go out and speak to a specialist, a therapist, or a psychologist, a psychiatrist, or whoever it is. Have your support system in place.
Mm.
Let there be at least someone who knows your history,
Mm.
who knows what to do in such situations,
Mm.
and who is there, possibly not all the time, 24/7.
Right.
But I have come to see that, have that one place where you feel safest with. Be
Mm.
vulnerable, even if it's accepted and respected or not. Being able to be out in the open 100% with
Mm.
one person gives you that peace that there is at least one more who knows everything that is to know about me.
Yeah.
And that knowing is beautiful.
Isn't it?
It gives you the wings that you never even thought that you had. It gives you that base to fly.
The fly
Because,
comes after.
yeah, because, even if you're vulnerable in front of one person and there is one other soul that knows the entirety of you, I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, yay.
And
There comes the Eureka moment. We have
there comes
survived.
the eureka moment that you survived, and you could share it at least with one person
Yeah.
that you feel even after everything you have been through, you still have it in you to trust someone so explicitly without anything in return, because where you feel home, where, because everybody has to fly out of home, that's for sure. But knowing that it's there,
Mm.
even for that one moment,
Mm.
is a beautiful feeling.
It is
And that
so
can give you the strength, that can give you the uh, everything, I think. The hope and the belief, I would say,
Mm.
that possibly you never had in yourself.
Mm.
I think that one moment is enough to find your footing. And no matter what happens, nobody can take that moment away from you.
Mm. Yeah.
Even if everything crumbles, that one moment is always going to be your forever moment, where
Mm.
you fall in love with yourself again. So have that system in place, have people in place who are there to support you. Just don't give up. I would just say don't give up. Even if you feel that you have to end it, take a pause. I I mean, I have been in a phase recently where I am taking, like, reset, reboot, restart.
Yeah.
But don't
Very
give up.
good.
Life is
Very
too
good.
precious. There are so many experiences that you would wish to live for. So live for those experiences. And no one, no one can make you happy. No one can make you feel successful. No one can make you feel loved. No one can make you feel accepted. No one can make you feel important. And nobody else should other than you. You are not somebody else's responsibility. It's not somebody else's place to make you feel all of that.
Mm. Yeah.
I would just say find your movement, find your moment, find that love for yourself, find that strength for yourself, and just stay with it. It's nobody else's responsibility. Nobody can make you happy other than yourself. So find your own happiness, find your own strength, find your own love. You are important. Until the time you don't become important to yourself, you're not going to be important to anyone else. And it's okay to having to leave behind the safety. It's okay to break free or move ahead from that moment where you felt all of it and beyond. Use that as a strength. for anything that you do from there on. And be vulnerable. And still don't shy away from being vulnerable. Because your vulnerability might just give somebody else the hope
It does. It does.
that it's okay.
It does. Then you feel proud and yeah, you have survived and you have, in a way, helped someone else survive too.
In that moment, of course, you are. And you are a survivor. Every breath that you take, you are a survivor.
Yeah.
Every moment that you decide, I'm going to do this, I'm going to move out from this, and I'm going to be a better version of myself. I won't even say better version, even if the same version or the worst version, but just be.
Be there. Yeah.
No,
Just
just
be.
be. Don't give up. Just be. Even
Just
if you
don't
slip down, just remember that the only way once you are at the rock bottom is up top. And once you have been there, you pave your own path. And that path, those markings always stay for you to come back again. So follow those markings every time you feel. Follow that path that you only have marked for yourself, but somehow we tend to forget because we keep on searching for someone else to pick us up. And it's okay to feel that, because as we already said, that it's okay to feel weak or not strong and feeling the need that somebody else should hold me. But in that haze, don't feel that, don't forget the path that you have already paved for yourself.
Yeah. You don't have to put up a false, face in front of just because. I mean, I've come across many such cases or instances where, oh, you can't give up. You're a fighter. Just go fight it out. I mean, we keep hearing these. No,
We
it's
always
okay.
hear you're smart enough to know the right and wrong. You are a
Yeah.
fighter. You know you will survive. You will go through it. But
Yeah,
it's okay.
it's okay. Yeah, just don't give up. At
Don't give up.
the same
There
time,
is
yeah,
always, even if it's very faint, there is always that silver lining. And it's completely in your hands how you make it bigger, how you push through. For some, it might happen with a blink of an eye. For some, it might take years,
yes,
but
yes,
that silver lining is within reach for everyone.
yes.
And I say, and I would just say that please seek out therapy. Please seek out help, because doing it alone, I won't say is not possible, but if there is an easier way out.
Yeah.
So you don't have to suffer alone. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to stay within the four walls and cry alone. Go out and speak. Go out and seek help. Go out and find that at least one person with whom you can share everything, even if it's just for a moment. It gives you the strength you can never imagine you had in you. Believe that there is still kindness in the world.
Believe there is hope.
Believe that there is hope. Yes.
I am so numb, so emotional, so speechless. Thank you so much,
Brings out
and
the simple memories, right?
grateful to you for keeping it very simple. And so humbly you've put in all the things that you've gone through. And because you're here for a reason, and you're giving hope to the others who's going to watch later, or who are watching with us currently. And there is hope, and many such techniques, and what has helped Gayatri. She's shared everything with us. And please, please, please do not give up. There is hope. Uh, do watch it if you're going to watch it later. And is shared the wonderful message, so much of insights, because it's the real life story, the struggles. And you can never compare your life with others, but it gives some kind of hope, some kind of message to all those people out there in the world right now fighting, who has to hear this right now at this moment. Take care. Stay blessed. Thank you so much. We are going to
Thank
come
you.
back with yet another episode with one more strong person, one more inspirational hope stories. Stay tuned. Thank you so much. Stay blessed again. Thank you so much, Gayatri.
Thank you, Priya, for having me. Thank you.
We will just stop the recording. Welcome back. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, Gayatri. Take care.
Bye.